Good day, people. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day today on this beautiful Tuesday. Okay, to you new drivers and you future drivers, I want to talk to you all today about backseat drivers, okay? And I want to give you some tips on how to deal with backseat drivers, okay? Now, backseat drivers, what is a backseat driver? A backseat driver is a rider that you pick up that want to direct you on which way you should go, okay? Other than, the route that the map is going to tell you to go. They're going to say, hey, make this turn right here. Hey, make that turn. Hey, go around the block and make this left over here, and you can cut down through that little alley, and I can get there quicker. Okay, backseat drivers are assholes. They are annoying, and they are the worst kind of riders. Okay? Now, there's no way to even understand a backseat driver, okay? But this is what you do. You don't allow a rider to get in your car and drive your vehicle from the back. They paid you for a ride, not to drive your vehicle, okay? Because backseat drivers are the type of people that will cause you to have an accident, making sudden turns, because they'll be like, hey, turn right here. Now, you just almost about to pass the turn. You make a sudden turn, somebody runs in the back of you. That's your fault, right? That rider is not going to assume none of the responsibility, okay? So, the reason why a lot of riders get in people's cars and are backseat drivers is because they want to compensate for being late, or they're impatient riders. Okay, those are not good riders at all. Okay. They, as I stated, they are a pain in the ass. If they're late, they should have booked the trip earlier. Do not get caught up in speeding, because that ticket is going to cost you 10 times more than any trip that you're going to make to drop that person off, trying to get them there on time, right? It's not your responsibility to cover up for them being late. As you should know this, you new drivers and you future drivers, you will be the blame for all of the riders that's late. Whether it's to school, to work, to doctor's appointments, to court, the Lyft driver is going to be blamed for why they're late. Just know that. As a Lyft driver, you will be blamed for why someone's late. Now, because this is what they're going to use to try to get some sympathy for the reason why they're late. And you fellow drivers, you older fellow drivers that may be watching this, you know what I'm talking about. You new drivers need to understand this. New drivers and future drivers, understand this. That as a driver on the Lyft platform, you're going to be blamed for the reason why someone is late, majority of the time. Okay? So, no, it's not fair. But you don't know what these people telling these folks when they get in them buildings. But I can almost guarantee you 90% of the time they're going to say, well, the Lyft driver couldn't find the address. Or the Lyft driver, the GPS was taking him all around this way and that way, and that's why I was late. Or something of that nature. You know what I mean? Just know that you're going to be blamed for why they're late. Okay? They use us as the scapegoats. You know what I mean? All right. So, A lot of times, riders are already late. So when they get in a vehicle, they want you to take shorter routes, alternative routes, to compensate for how late they may be. That's not your responsibility. Now, I will say this. If you have a rider in your car and he tells you about a minute or so before you get to a turn, say, hey man, if you don't mind, if you take this right here, that way we wouldn't have to go around and do all of that other stuff. If you take this right here, it'll just lead you right there to where we're going. It's a little bit quicker that way. Sure. As a driver, you say, sure, man, no problem. Because he gave you a minute time, okay? He gave you enough time to slow down and make the proper right turn or left turn. Now, that one time is enough. Again, hey, man, if you turn this way, and hey, if you turn that way, that's too much. So, if you get a rider that's considered a backseat rider, you're gonna notice a backseat rider when they get in your car, because the first thing they're gonna complain about within a minute or so into the trip is, which way is the map taking you, right? Yeah, the map seems to be taking you somewhere different than normally I go. Hey, look, tell you what, go up here and you make this left. Yeah, and you go that way, right? Okay? And then when you get to the next right, you make that right. You know what? And then as you make that right, here, make this quick left right here. You know what I'm saying? That's a backseat driver. That's someone that's trying to get you to compensate for how late they are. Okay? Now, you're going to be to blame for why they're late. But they want you to compensate for how late they're going to be by getting you to turn here, there, 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 and there. You don't do that. So this is what you do. Tip number 1. If you got a backseat rider in your car and they're trying to tell you all these different routes to go other than the way the map is telling you, and it's making you confused and uncomfortable, pull over to the side, find a parking lot, find a safe, off-the-road surface, and you cancel the trip and you say, man, ma'am or sir, you're making me uncomfortable. I feel like I don't want to take this trip in. I'm not going to take this trip anymore. I'm going to cancel this trip and refund you. Your money will be refunded. Exit the vehicle. No back and forth, no none of that. You know what I'm saying? Let them say what they're going to say. Just ask them, say, I would like for you to exit the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? You cancel the trip. You pull over to the nearest stop. If you feel uncomfortable with that backseat rider and he's got you confused, or she has you confused and uncomfortable, you pull over to the side of the road and say, ma'am, I'm going to cancel this trip. Sir, I'm going to cancel this trip. I would like for you to exit the vehicle. Your money has been refunded. Plain and simple as that, okay? Just pull over to a safe place, parking lot or safe place on the side of the road, and cancel the trip and ask them to exit the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Tell them, say, you made me uncomfortable. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, another tip. Tip number 2. If you're driving and you have a backseat driver and the backseat driver is beginning to make you uncomfortable and confused again as well, you say, hey man, with all due respect, I'm going to follow the map moving forward, okay? Now, if you don't like the way the map is taking me, I can pull over on the side of the road here or in this parking lot or wherever, and I can cancel the trip. That way you will get your money back. And you can call another lift that may allow you to guide them to where you need to go. But in my vehicle, I'm going to follow the map. Now, it was okay that you told me the first turn, okay? But to keep telling me that, man, I'm not doing that. I'm going to follow the map, okay? But you are perfectly welcome for me to cancel the trip. I can cancel the trip and you can get your money back. And you are welcome to call you another lift. But in this vehicle, I'm going to follow the map, okay? It's important that you command the respect in your vehicle. I know a lot of you drivers are timid, don't want any confrontation. Well, you don't have to be involved in any confrontation. You don't allow no one to enter your vehicle and take control of your vehicle. Turn here, turn there, go around the block, do this, do that. No. It don't work like that. These backseat drivers can cause you to have a very bad accident. Once you have that accident, they're going to get out that vehicle and get into another lift. They're not going to assume any of the responsibility. You can tell the police all you want. Well, the rider told me to turn right here, and I made an instant turn, and somebody ran in the back of me. You nip that in the bud. Like I said, if a rider says, excuse me, a minute before you get your turn, if you make this right here, it'll take us straight there. It'll just take us straight there to where we're going. And you say, sure, no problem, because they gave you a minute heads up. Now, for that driver to come back at you again and say, make a left over here and no, that's too much. When that driver tells you to make that right or that left that first time and give you enough time to make it, the map is going to take you. It's going to redirect from that turn which way to go. Please do not allow these riders to get in your vehicle and drive your car from the back seat. Okay? They paid you for to ride in the back of your vehicle from point A to point B. Not to drive your vehicle from point A to point B. You know what I'm saying? You have to get these people to understand that you're going to follow the map. Now, I will say this, sometimes that map is wrong, okay? And it's okay for somebody to direct you if you're a street over from where they're supposed to be at. You know what I'm saying? But these backseat riders are the worst type of riders. A lot of them are disrespectful, they're impatient. They're moving all over the place because, see, they want you to compensate for why they're late. You know what I'm saying? And to the Lyft drivers, that's unfair. We shouldn't have to go through that. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're already being mistreated by the Lyft platform and underpaid. You know, now, of course, dealing with the public is something to deal with. That comes with the territory. But there's a way that you can allow it to be as easy as possible. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to accept it. You command the respect in your vehicle as you give it as a driver, right? You don't allow no one to drive your car from the back seat. That's a no-no. I want you new drivers to understand that these are things that you're going to face. Dealing with people on a daily basis is what you're going to have to do as a driver. So, sometimes I heard some of you people talking about, oh, I don't like to deal with people. I think that is the most, to be honest with you, I think that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Because in this life, and the life before you, You got to deal with people. People dealt with people back then, even if they didn't want them. Now in this life that you're in, you're gonna have to deal with people some way, somehow. Every day, different people. To say that you don't like people it's not good. Okay, you do how you choose, but it's not a good look. And if you enter the workforce, whatever it may be, or whatever it is that you're doing, with this attitude that you don't like people, man, your life is going to be rough. You know what I'm saying? You know, your life is going to be rough. You know what I mean? Because there's negative energy you're tooling around. And it's not good. So, you know, back to what I was saying, when it comes down to these backseat drivers, they're dangerous. Please don't, new drivers and future drivers, please don't allow these people to get in your vehicle and take control of your vehicle from the backseat. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense whatsoever. If you're not going the way that they want you to go, you pull over to the nearest parking lot. And you say, with all due respect, sir, ma'am, I'm going to cancel this trip because you're making me uncomfortable. And I can't drive you where you need to go if I'm uncomfortable. Okay? So I'm going to cancel this trip. You'll get your money back. That way you can call another Lyft and, you know, maybe you can guide them where you need to go. But I'm going the way that the map telling me to go. This is something important that you people need to understand. You new drivers and you future drivers, you're gonna run into backseat drivers. Command the respect in your vehicle. Be stern in the things that you say. Look them in their eyes when you tell them, no, that's not happening. Look them in their eyes. So, to all you people out there that's driving today, and to all you new drivers that is just starting to drive, I hope you all have a great day today. Earn plenty of money. Be as safe as possible. Be as courteous as possible. Smile even if it hurts. And hey man, let's make it through this day. All right. Until I come back with my next video, people, I would like to ask you all to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can stay in the loop for my newest videos as I release them. Now, until the next video, let's get this bread, baby.